He finally made it. The house, the lights, the crowd. But when the party ended, he was the only one left. And in that mirror, he saw a stranger staring back.
Have you ever chased success so hard that you lost sight of everything else? It's a feeling many know too well. The relentless pursuit of dreams, the drive to prove oneself, the determination to make a mark, these are powerful motivators. But what if I told you that success isn't always what it seems, that it can be both a blessing and a curse? It's something we're taught to strive for, something to be proud of. Wealth, fame, power. They're sold to us as the ultimate goals, the signs that we've made it. It is true, success can be amazing. It can open doors, give you security, and make you feel accomplished. It can even earn you validation from people you barely know, especially in today's hyper-connected world. Success can be thrilling. The feeling of achieving a long-sought goal brings a rush of excitement and pride. It's the culmination of countless hours of hard work, dedication, and persistence. You finally see the fruits of your labor, and it's exhilarating. You can stand tall, knowing that you've conquered challenges, overcome obstacles, and proved your doubters wrong. Your achievements bring admiration from others, family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. Social media amplifies your accomplishments, broadcasting your victories to a vast audience eager to celebrate alongside you. It feels good, really good. But here's the thing, there's another side to it, a darker side. The spotlight might shine bright, but it can also burn. The higher you climb, the harder the fall. And sometimes the deeper the cut, the longer it takes to heal. In the relentless pursuit of success, it's easy to lose track of what really matters. You don't just lose sight of your morals, you might lose relationships, peace of mind, and even your own identity. The very thing you work so hard for can start to feel like a prison. You become shackled by your achievements, trapped in a cycle where maintaining your status consumes your thoughts. One of the first things to go when you're chasing success is your peace of mind. You'd think that achieving your dreams would finally let you relax and feel content, but more often than not, it just brings more stress. You're constantly worried about maintaining what you've built, terrified of losing it all, and anxious about whether you're still good enough. Nights that used to be filled with restful sleep become long, restless hours where your mind just won't shut off. You start questioning whether all the sacrifices were worth it. Ironically, the success you thought would bring you peace ends up robbing you of it. You might start to doubt yourself, wondering whether you deserve the accomplishments or whether they were just the result of luck. Imposter syndrome creeps in, making you feel like a fraud even when you've put in the work. You second-guess every decision, worry that one wrong move could make everything come crashing down. The anxiety doesn't ease with more achievements. It only intensifies. You're stuck in a loop of proving yourself repeatedly, never feeling truly satisfied or secure. Think about some of the most celebrated people out there, celebrities, entrepreneurs, public figures, who seem to have it all. On the surface, they looked invincible, surrounded by admiration and wealth. But behind closed doors, many of them struggled with anxiety, depression, and the crushing weight of expectations. Some of the most remarkable talents inspired millions, yet they battled demons that success and fame couldn't erase. Fame didn't shield them from insecurity or pain. Instead, it heightened the pressure to maintain a flawless image. Why does this happen? Because success, when pursued relentlessly and without reflection, can turn into an unending cycle of stress. You become so fixated on achieving and maintaining that status that you never get a moment to breathe. You're always anticipating the next challenge or threat, never truly at ease. And as you fight for that success, be careful not to lose yourself in the struggle. The demands of constant progress force you to stay on guard, always looking over your shoulder, wary of competition or failure. Greed has a way of sinking its teeth into us without warning. At first, it's just ambition, a desire to do more, be more, achieve more. But then, the hunger grows. No amount of success feels like enough. The thrill of accomplishment fades quickly, replaced by an insatiable need for the next big win. We justify pushing harder, working longer, sacrificing more, telling ourselves it's just for now, just until we reach that next milestone. But the truth is, the finish line keeps moving. The more we gain, the more we fear losing it. Greed whispers that we must keep going no matter the cost. And before we know it, we've built a life where success is our only measure of worth, where relationships, happiness, and even our own well-being are nothing more than collateral damage. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "He who fights with monsters should be careful lest he thereby become a monster." And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you. It's a haunting reminder that in our obsession with success or greatness, we risk becoming consumed by it. The battle to prove ourselves can turn us into the very thing we once feared or despised. The pursuit of success can become a monster that swallows us whole, leaving behind a version of ourselves we don't even recognize. We start with the best intentions, chasing our dreams, proving our worth, building something meaningful. But in our desperation to succeed, we slowly start making sacrifices, telling ourselves that the ends justify the means. At first, it's small things, working late and missing family dinners, cutting corners just once, prioritizing profit over people. But soon, ambition twists into greed, and the hunger for more becomes insatiable. We become territorial, always guarding what we've built, suspicious of others, and willing to do whatever it takes to stay on top. The irony is that while we may have climbed higher, we've also sunk deeper into something we swore we'd never become. We stop recognizing ourselves, not because success changed us, but because, in the process, we let it consume us. We fought so hard to win that we never stopped to ask, at what cost? Sometimes in our desperate quest to climb higher, we end up crossing lines we never thought we would. Maybe we bend the truth here and there, or use people as stepping stones. We convince ourselves that it's just part of the grind, a necessary evil. But bit by bit, we lose our integrity. And the worst part? We barely notice it happening until we're too far gone. We justify unethical decisions as mere strategies, never realizing the toll they take on our conscience and character. In our relentless climb towards success, we don't always notice how we start to change. The hunger for achievement grows insatiable, pushing us to make choices we once swore we'd never consider. Maybe we cut corners, betray a friend, manipulate situations to our advantage, all in the name of progress. At first it feels justified, just another necessary step to stay ahead. But little by little, the lines between ambition and ruthlessness blur. We start seeing people as obstacles rather than allies, as stepping stones rather than human beings. Compassion fades, replaced by cold calculation. And before we know it, the person staring back at us in the mirror is a stranger, someone hardened, unrecognizable, and perhaps even feared rather than loved. What makes it worse is how gradual it is. It doesn't happen overnight. It's the little compromises, the tiny moral lapses that slowly erode your character. By the time you realize what you become, you're too deep to turn back. You might even convince yourself that you're still the same person you were when you started, just more experienced or hardened. But deep down, you know that's not true. You carry guilt and regret, but pride keeps you from admitting your mistakes. You rationalize your choices to protect your ego, refusing to see how far you've strayed from your original values. Compassion is another casualty. You get so focused on your goals that other people's struggles start to feel like background noise. You harden your heart without even realizing it, shrugging off things that used to matter to you. People might still cheer you on, impressed by your achievements, but they don't see how your humanity is quietly fading away. By the time you notice it yourself, it can feel almost impossible to get it back. You become numb to others' pain, too consumed by your own ambitions to offer empathy. Picture this. You're grinding day in and day out, convincing yourself that you're doing it for your loved ones, that all the late nights and endless hustle will pay off eventually. But relationships aren't built on promises of future happiness. They're nurtured in the present. Before you know it, your friends have stopped calling, Your family feels neglected and your partner seems more like a stranger. You've become so wrapped up in trying to live up to expectations, your own or society's, that you forget who you really are. You start wearing masks to fit in, faking confidence when you're falling apart inside, and shaping your personality around what you think people want from you. Eventually, you look in the mirror and don't even recognize yourself anymore. We see this in public figures who feel pressured to maintain a persona, always smiling, always strong, while hiding their vulnerabilities. Social media amplifies this pressure, forcing us to present curated versions of ourselves. We end up living for likes and validation, forgetting that real fulfillment doesn't come from external applause. Why do we do it? Often it's not just about achieving our dreams, it's about proving something to the world. We crave validation, approval, and acknowledgement. We want people to know we're worth something, that we're capable and successful. Social media doesn't help. It's full of curated success stories that make us feel like we're not doing enough. We end up chasing applause, likes, and praise from people who barely know us, as if their approval will somehow fill the emptiness we feel. Spoiler alert, it never does. Imagine being so caught up in the hustle that you miss birthdays, anniversaries, and simple, beautiful moments with the people you love. You tell yourself you'll make it up to them later, once you've hit that next milestone. But life doesn't wait. Before you know it, relationships that used to feel solid are slipping through your fingers, and you're left wondering when everything changed. The people who truly care about you won't measure your worth by your accomplishments. They won't love you for your titles, your wealth, or your influence. They'll love you for who you are, flaws and all. But if you're not careful, you might push them away without realizing it. You might become so consumed by success that you take their presence for granted, assuming they'll always be there. The truth is, relationships need to be nurtured just like dreams. No amount of success will ever replace the warmth of genuine human connection. And when everything else fades, when the applause dies down, when the achievements become old news, it's the people who stood by you that will matter most. Worse yet, sometimes people never get the chance to reconcile. Loved ones move on, or worse, they're gone for good. And you're stuck with regret that no amount of success can fix. You can have all the money and recognition in the world, but if the people you care about aren't there to share it with you, it's just empty. But this isn't about fearing success or giving up on our dreams. It's about redefining what success means to us. Success doesn't have to mean wealth, fame, or power. It can be as simple as having the freedom to live life on your own terms, spending time with loved ones, or waking up each day with a sense of peace and purpose. Success is personal, and it should feel good, not suffocating. At the end of the day, everything will be okay as long as we're content with who we are and where we're headed. Redefine success on your own terms. Choose happiness, choose purpose, and never lose sight of the people who love you. Because sometimes, the biggest victory is just being able to say you're happy with who you've become. So ask yourself, what does success truly mean to you? Are you willing to lose yourself for it? Or would you rather find a way to chase your dreams without sacrificing your soul? Success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become along the way. Be mindful of the journey. Be mindful of yourself. You're worth more than just the sum of your accomplishments.